Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. My name is Lhey Bella Ralston. I'm also known as Mommy Lhey on the internet. And it's time for another fun craft with me here with Pink and Maine. And I'm super excited that you're here joining us. A little bit of admin stuff. Please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. So we are broadcasting live both on Pink and Maine's Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. So just taking care of the admin stuff. Again, all right, so today we're going to be crafting and we're going to be making some cards. Hooray! Love making cards. I'm going to be playing with some watercolors, gelatos, embossing. We have an embossing folder. We're going to do a little bit of heat emboss also. So, of course, we're going to create an Easter project today. If you don't have the new releases yet, don't forget to check out the website, pinkandmaine.com. The sets that I'll be working on is the Easter Joy that I designed exclusively for Pink and Maine. We have some beautiful bouquet of flowers in here. And then we have the sentiments, Happy Easter, Easter blessings, and sending Easter joy. So before we get started, I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sherry from Salt Lake City, from Utah. Hi, Robin, Jefferson City, Missouri. I love that we can, do all these live because we can have an engagement. So back and forth comments with one another, either with me or with our friends in the chat room as well, All right, so the card of the size, the size of the card, the size of the card that I'll be working on is a regular A2. So I cut my base card in here, but I also cut some watercolor paper. This is a 300, I think 140 pounds. I got it from Michael's, just a regular watercolor paper, nothing too fancy. All right, so I have my embossing folder. I have some clean water. I'm also going to be working with some watercolors in here. I have a Daniel Smith watercolors. You don't need anything super high expensive when it comes to card making. I also have my gelatos because I feel like I'm being pulled in to play with some gelatos. We did that last week, but I don't know. I'm a little excited to be using some gelatos. I just love gelatos. I love getting messy, Okay, so what I was thinking is create two backgrounds. So we have two different base. We can work on two projects, right? If you're making some dinner, everybody making dinner, everyone already had dinner. I just had my dinner, so I'm all good. If you are cooking, eating, put me in the background, say hello and all that. I wonder what's for dinner tonight. We had some T-bone steak. It was super yummy. Okay, so when I am using a watercolor to emboss, I always spray it with a mist of water, just super lightly. Super lightly. So I'm just gonna spray. That's enough. This is the distress sprayer. So just kind of mist it with some water. I'm gonna put it in the middle. I'll grab my handy dandy Big Shot. We're gonna do some manual. Oh my gosh, I forgot my formula here. Don't remember. I think just one plate. I don't know. I think one plate. Does that ever happen to you? Nope, it's not doing anything. Definitely not. I got to go change it. So I think we're going to go remove one because there's two in here. So 1 and 2. So I'm going to pull the other tab. I always keep forgetting my formula when I'm working with this. And I think I'm going to sandwich both. Like that. I think I got it. Yep, there we go. Hi, Nilsa. Hello there. Hi, Sherry. Thank you so very much for sharing. Oops. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, so removing one tab and then sandwiching your emboss folder. That's it. I think, let's see. Here we go. Ah, beautifully embossed. All right. This is the cobblestone. This is part of our February release. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure the camera is picking it up. There we go. So that beautiful texture in there, that's just gorgeous. Okay. I really want to play with the gelatos. I think the gelatos will be good for this one. All right. So let's do that. Let's play with the gelatos. So I have some pastel colors in here, some pastel shades. Let's look at the colors one by one. This is kiwi. It's like a very light green color. So also a cool green, cool tone. This one is guava. Super pretty. And then this one is lavender color. And all that. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat. Or you can just use a paper, either one. But I don't want to get my desk super crazy dirty because I'm going to be messy with the gelatos. I'm going to be smudging. I think. Such pretty colors. How can we do this? I'll use all of it. I don't know what's going to look like, but we're going to find out. Is the camera too bright? There we go. That's much better. You guys can see much better. There. So when I'm working with the gelatos you can use both wet and dry. So you can use it directly. You can use a blending brush. You can apply it and then smudge it with your finger. You can also use a baby wipes, but sometimes the baby wipes, what it does is that it picks up a lot of that pigment. So you end up with a less saturation, colors, very light colors, especially this is already very light because it's pastel shade. I'm going to see what it does. I'm going to smudge it with my finger. Ooh, look how pretty. So you can just use the gelato and apply it and then smudge it. You can also, if you feel like it's not moving enough, you can also wet your paper just a little bit. Wow, that's so pretty. This pattern is also super pretty. So I don't know yet if I'm going to end up using all the colors in here. Again, this is kiwi color from Faber-Castell. I believe that this is part of their pastel set. So I'm just working from the outside to the inside. Just like that. And then the pattern of this embossed pattern is so beautiful because it comes out so beautifully. Start adding. I'm not, my fingers are not wet or anything. So I'm just the natural oils from my hand. Add just a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way too. It's just beautiful. I'll add some in there. So pretty. Super pretty. And then you can just keep adding a more layer if you want to add some intensity, add more intensity to the colors. So maybe in the corners, I'll add just a bit more. And you can use just a regular card base in here, just a white one if you want, or use a colored card base, cardstock. That will be very pretty too. And I want this to be very simple. I'm going to the Philippines, going back home. My flight is actually tomorrow, tomorrow morning. So I'm making this card for my mom. So I want it to be super soft and just very minimal also. So I'm going to use one of the sentiment that I have in there. And then I'm going to emboss it, heat emboss using this embossing powder, the grass green color. And that'd be so pretty to have that tone on tone. I'm just going to clean my finger with a wipe, just like this. Easy cleanup too, see? All right. And then now I'm going to adding some colors. I think this guava color will really be pretty to blend. So wish me luck. And I'll go gentle with the smudging here. If you want to get into the cracks, is that even the cracks? Maybe using a brush is much better than your finger with smudging. So you can layer both colors together. You know what, Sherry? Yes, it does, but some color does not. So there are many different types of sets of gelato. So there's a pastel, there's a bright set, there's a metallic shade that shows up in black cardstock. There's also iridescent. So the iridescents are so fun because they show up differently on a black cardstock, and then the colors are different if you use them on a white cardstock too. So very pretty. We have to create a project with a black cardstock for sure. Thanks for putting that in my head. I love it. I'm going to brighten this part right here. And with the gelatos, I get asked a lot if the gelatos transfer. Actually, no. If you give it enough time to just dry a little bit, and then the key is blend it. You have to blend the gelatos. If you don't blend it enough, and it's still very creamy and sticky, then you might have some issues with transfers. But after I blend it, I never have issue with transferring or anything like that. The colors stay in there. And also the fun fact about the gelatos is that once they're dry, they're also waterproof. So if you feel like, you know what, I want to add other colors in here, but I want to use some watercolors or some watercolor splatters, then that definitely works. Because the first base is already dry and already set. So they are waterproof once they're dry. Kelly said it's lunchtime in Australia. Howdy, mate. Hello there. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for tuning in. Add some in here. So next week, next Wednesday, when we do a live session, I will be broadcasting from the Philippines. And so it's 7:30 Central Standard here. It would be 9:30 in the morning in the Philippines. Look at that. It's so pretty. I was afraid I'm gonna get a brown muddy color, but no. Do I dare add the lavender color? I'm so tempted. How about I start with a very small part? I'm gonna start really small. I'm gonna just see, but I'm tempted. How well they're gonna blend. Oh, my hands are still has that guava color. I'm not sure if it's going to show up. Let's see. But so far, it looks so pretty. Ah, it looks so pretty. I think I'm going to go easy on the smudging so I don't transfer it so much. So ease up on your pressure. If you feel like you want the color to stand out, your other layer, you know, for example, if you want the second layer or third layer, then don't smudge it too much. Just enough. Ease up on the pressure. And go on circular motion and just smudge just enough. So you're not pushing it so much into the paper. Look how beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I'll add a little bit more here. That. And isn't this pattern so pretty? This pattern is so pretty. I mean, just the pattern alone with a little bit of sentiment, I think it's going to be gorgeous. So now you have to help me decide, where should I put my, see the difference? I want to show you the difference of when I apply too much pressure blending it. So it's kind of like, it's almost the color is the guava now because I really pushed it into the paper. So this time I'm going to add a little bit more, but I'm not going to apply too much pressure when blending. So just enough in there, just to blend it. And so the color pops up. See that? It's beautiful. I'll add a little bit more here. Like that. I mean, it's just so different, you know? It's so lovely. I love that word. I use lovely also. Add a little bit here. This one I'm going to blend just a bit. I love that pop of pink in there because it's lighter than the rest, because this does not have a lot of that green color. So we have more of light. I want to add a little bit here just to balance it out, have a little bit more symmetry in here. Although, you know, I don't really plan out when I'm creating and crafting like this. It's very hard for me to pre-plan what I'm going to do, because I really love the natural flow of things. For example, I was thinking I'm going to do watercolor, but I know in my head that if I pulled out a little bit more extra supplies in here and I get called by the divine to work on that medium, then that's what I do. I feel like it's more natural, you know, because this is what we do naturally as crafters. We are in our craft room and we have all the supplies, different stamps, different mediums, and, you know, and we sit there and we think about what we're going to do. And we plan on something, unless you're really a great planner. I mean, I'd like to think that I kind of pre-plan what I'm going to do, but intuition says it keeps changing what I'm doing. So are you the same way? Do you plan and then end up with a different project, totally different project? There we have it. Okay, I think I'm blended enough. I love that pop of pink, but I wish I have a little bit more of that pop of pink, but I added too much green. So I'm just going to add one here, just like that. That's fine. All right. So now, which stamp are we going to use? I really love the Easter blessings. I love that one. And then, like what I said, we're going to use the grass green embossing powder. I have already prepped my cardstock. Easter blessings. And then I'm going to use my Pink and Main embossing watermark and ink pad. Like that. This one. I prepared my paper in here to pick up some of my embossing powder. I am a mess when I do that. So I'm just really going to apply this generously so that the powder would really stick. Okay. Apply it here. I'm not going to try and smudge it. Sometimes I press on it too much. I have such heavy pressure, like, and then I ended up with a disaster. It's like, okay, Lhey, just calm down. You don't have to press it so much. Right? Grass green. Let's look at this color. How beautiful this is. I think I have covered it enough. I love the Pink and Main's embossing powder because when they are dry, they look different. And most of the time, when the heat touch it, it reveals all the other shades. Sometimes there's like different highlights, you know. And so we're going to see what this one is. I'm going to put that on the side and then pick up my remaining powder like a pro. Look at me. Like that. Yes. Grab my heat tool and start embossing. Sherry says, I always think I have a plan, but 99% of the time it changes. Oh my gosh, you and me, friend. You and me. This is so satisfying. I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching the embossing powder melt. It's just every time I'm like, okay, so this one is very that's like almost an avocado green. No, darker. It's gorgeous, beautiful green color. I love that it's darker than the green that we used because it means it's going to have a contrast and it's going to really pop from the page. That's what I love about it. One thing I've learned is to use a larger paper so that I can hold it like this and not burn myself. So beautiful. I think this one's already melted, but just in case. So this is the color of the new grass green color embossing powder. It's gorgeous. There's no glitter or anything like that. It's just pure green color. I can see a little bit of white speckles in there, but it's pretty, super pretty. I'm gonna grab my sidekick. Is it sidekick? Sizzix Big Shot. It's not a sidekick. You know what the sidekick? I don't know if you guys remember, but there's an old phone that I really love and I miss. It's called the Sidekick. So this set comes with a die set. I think this is it. It's corresponding die set. And my problem always is finding which one it is. Okay. I think this one. Did I get it? I did. Here we go. All right. Just put in some washi tape. You know, lately I haven't been using washi tape. I only use it to hold my dies in place. Have you ever tried using washi tape or any decorative tape in your card making? I use that on my planner and my journal, but I don't think I've ever used it in my card making. We should probably play with that idea. And then I'll just go back, make sure that's all cut. Cut through. And it did. I always mess up a little part in there. But that's what we have. We have a little bit here, and it's just going to pop. I really want more of to heat emboss some of the florals in here as well. So we're going to do that just to have something on the side. And I think I'm going to stay with, I'm thinking if I want to do a little bit of watercolor for my flowers, or just use the green one. I think I want to do a tone on tone. So I'm going to use the green one as well. Set this on the side. and use the grass green also. I mean, I love color, but having same simple tones in here are so beautiful. And my mom loves green, but she thinks it's good luck. I said, it's just the color of money. That's how you like the green. She's funny. I haven't seen her since 2017, so I'm really quite excited. I'm quite excited to go home. You know, it's hard when living far from your family, you know. My parents, both my parents are still in the Philippines, so I'm really super excited. All right. I hope it's still wet. Sometimes I have some trouble talking and then my embossing ink dries up. But I think we're good. Grab my paper in here. I was planning on going home before COVID. And then COVID happened. So obviously, we couldn't travel for how many? It was like almost 2 years. There. I don't think I ink it up so well. Question: do you use a brush to clean out your embossing powders? I usually do. Just clean up little bits and pieces in there, but I think we're good. Oh, by the way, happy March, you guys. I'm just looking at the color that we're using. It's green, and I can't believe it's March already. Believe it or not, it's crazy. It's March 1st. I'm telling you, something is wrong with our time now. Too fast. Okay. So I believe that Caitlin is going to go live again tomorrow. So we have another crafting session tomorrow. And I believe that her schedule is Tuesday. I could be wrong. Maybe Tuesday and Thursday. Oh my gosh. I'm sure Caitlin will leave a comment in this video so we can all find out. All right. So Deetra says, oh gosh, I'm pronouncing it wrong. I have difficulties in pre-planning. I will sit at my workstation for an hour or so trying to come up. Oh my gosh. I feel you. I feel that for sure. Tiny paintbrush. Yeah, Sherry. I do have two, but my paintbrush was wet, so I couldn't grab it. But I think I did okay with the embossing powder. This is so satisfying to watch each and every time. I hope that the flowers are not too busy, but I think with the line art and also with the same color with the sentiments, I think it's going to be okay. We just want some other elements in the card because the Easter blessings is not enough to fill in one side. And then I will use some glitter enamel dots for that. And sometimes I feel like having a scissor is sometimes just as fast. Let me know if you're the same way. There's something about fuzzy cutting that I really enjoy. Maybe once I have my Gemini, I will not be so lazy to grab my dice. But there's always something so relaxing about this. It's kind of like puts me in a trance also when I'm fuzzy cutting. And I think the reason why I want to fuzzy cut this time is because I want to have a bit more on the sides, just so it will give me some size, extra width to it. Not too much, because I'm cutting as close as I can, but having some extra width to that and not being too close to the image or to the line. I think we're good with that. This one is so pretty. Oh yeah, that's a good decision to add this one. This color is perfect for spring. It's actually perfect for fall also. I think it's just deep enough to be partnered with some orange color, browns and gold. This green, it's perfect for spring. I mean, really, St. Patrick. Such a beautiful color. This is the grass green embossing powder. So I am going to use a foam tape to raise my sentiment higher to separate it from the floral. And I'm going to use a double-sided tape to stick the flowers, just because, just in case the stickiness of the gelatos or the residue doesn't take regular glue. All right. We are almost done, my friends. I'm just grabbing some glitter enamel dots in here. See those gorgeous green in here? This is the all occasion. I love even the browns. We can actually use the browns and the greens in there. So grabbing my double adhesive for my florals. Like that. I can actually peel that because it's so easy to see. Super easy. And this one, a foam tape. We have a foam tape. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. It's always fun when I'm doing this with you instead of me kind of like talking to my imaginary friend. So it's always appreciated. All right, I want everything on my left side. All right, so I'm going to go imagine it. Use a little bit of my imagination. Kind of set this one. I'm not going to press on it first. And that one. This is how I want it. Okay, I'm good with that. And just apply a bit of pressure. I want kind of the sides to kind of sticking a little bit. So I'm just kind of pulling it and bending it just a little bit. So there's just a bit of dimension instead of just really flat. Although it's going to be flat when I put it in an envelope. And then some foam tapes. And then finish it with some enamel dots. And we're good to go. There we have it. And I have some extra small one. That's perfect. Always save up your little things because you never know when you need them. It was just a perfect size too. There we go. And then I have to do this, guys. Sorry. There. Perfect. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so beautiful. Okay, grab a little bit of enamel dots. I love that there's like 3 different layers of green in here. We have the gelatos, the kiwi color, which is beautiful. And then we have the green grass embossing powder. And then this glitter enamel is also a different shade or a value of green. So I really am quite happy with that. I'm going to use just a bitty, tiny bitty one. And a bit here. And then I'll just tape this in my card base, which is somewhere over here. Or I can make a green also, but this is what we have. It turned out so lovely. I love it. I don't know if the pink is throwing me off just a little bit, just to let you know, because I love being transparent with you, express what I'm really feeling about this project. The pink is probably throwing me off just a little bit because it's the only place where it's super bright pink, but the rest are blended with the green too. But here is our final project. This is our card. Of course, it's not taped in yet for the base, but that's it. Easter blessings. Happy March, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Again, my name is Lhey Ralston. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy this. I hope to see you again next week. Same time, 7:30 Central Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful evening. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.